Rachel Ray, 30 minutes or less for this video, but she is known for 30-minute meals and so much more. Rachel Ray is an interesting personality, media personality for sure. So I thought it'd be fun as we head towards the holiday season and we're all looking at those recipe books to see what delicious thing we can cook up for our families. What is the astrology of Rachel Ray? So welcome, my name is Lydia. This is the Feng Shui and Bazi Chinese Astrology channel. Often on this channel, I like to read the charts of famous people. I think it helps us to better understand our own lives and our own charts. So if this speaks to you, please subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss a single video. And I also want to just mention that we are about 10 days out from the US election, and I am holding my breath with you in whether or not to post any more videos about my opinions on the astrology and where it looks like we're going. I don't know that I really want to talk about it much more. Like many of us, it's kind of like, is it over already? So, Rachel Ray, here we go. She is born August 25th, 1968. We're going to adjust the time to 5:11 in the morning. We always go back for daylight savings time. And the 4 pillars, that is Bazi Chinese Astrology. She is born in the year of the Yang Earth monkey and the month of a Yang Metal monkey, the day of Yin Fire Rabbit, the hour of Yin Water Rabbit. She's got 2 monkeys, 2 rabbits. Interesting combination, I would say. And her chart really shows somebody that is very much, her energetic field is very focused on what she manifests, what she is making in the world. So as a fire person, there isn't any other fire in her chart. And when we see that, it means that she isn't anchored in there. It leaves her vulnerable. It's also kind of an interesting thing that the wood is balanced, thankfully, at 19%. It's in her day, it's in her hour, it is accessible. But there she has competing with both the wood and her fire is this double yang metal, because the monkey is yang metal. All the zodiac animals represent one of the 5 elements. So the month is double yang metal. So there is a lot of competition in this chart. There is a lot of metal. So let's break down the 5 elements. And I'm also going to give you a snapshot into next year and what I think we might see coming. Because it's like, I feel like we've moved through the dragon year already, you know, as far as analyzing and looking at someone's forecast. I'd rather kind of now jump forward, yeah? So, you know, again, what is nourishing her, which is wood, is at 19%. Fire, which is her element, is very weak at like 10%. Her earth, it was what she creates, is balanced at 15%. Metal is strong at 34%. So what you're going to see with that is that fire is too weak to really support that balanced earth. And the strength of metal is going to pull at her earth. This can show up in things like your health. For instance, the earth element being digestion and your immune system is in this flux of being drained and needing nourishment and not being able to get it because her fire is weak. Weak fire can suggest issues with things like inflammation in the body, blood circulation, heart issues. Metal is so strong, right? That's so strong. And then water is balanced. That's what controls her, and that's at 20%. So all of these things, very interesting. When we look at what are the elements she needs, and this is something that's so important in all of our charts, is to find that balance unless you're in an extreme situation. Like I've recently had a chart with somebody that was like almost 90% one element. It was bizarre. There's no way to find balance with that. And in fact, you almost don't want to. It's such a special situation. But those are rare. Most of us seek some kind of a balance. And we can do that with the foods that we eat. We can do that with the feng shui of our home, which is why when I do a feng shui consultation, I always do the astrology charts of the owners of the home. So I can see how your energies are blending together. Is your home supporting you or not? And the great question is, since you've lived in your house, have good things happened to you or not good things have happened to you? I cannot tell you how many times I have suggested strongly to a client that they should move. It's a hard thing to do, to recognize that a home that maybe you love, you've filled it with your treasures, you've planted trees in a garden, but for whatever reason, you can't seem to ever hold on to a job. Your money is just going right out the back door. Maybe your health hasn't been good. Maybe your relationships have struggled. Maybe life has just been hard ever since you got in that house. It begs the question, if you had bought a different house with maybe better feng shui that was more supportive, that you would have a job, you would have money, your relationships would flow, your health would be vibrant, right? So, how attached we are to our homes really should be measured by how good your life is living in that house. Yeah. So, let me know if you're interested in a feng shui consultation. And again, it comes with two updates, up to two astrology charts for you. So, we see the balance and the imbalance. So, for someone like her that has weak fire, I would say, get in the kitchen. She's actually doing a job cooking that is directly nourishing her. Also, she is a celebrity. She is a personality. She writes books, writing a book, publishing. She had a magazine. Those are all publishing and writing are the wood industry, what directly nourishes her. Smart cookie this kid is, that she intuitively, and I see this often with people, that you intuitively go either towards that which adds to the imbalance, making your situation worse. That's kind of where, oh, my job, my God, it gives me great benefits and a salary, but it's so draining. There's a reason. Whereas if you have intuitively chosen a job that does give you the element that you need, then you really feel supported. That's what she has going on. The talk show host, her TV shows, all of it is nourishing her directly. Awesome. Love that. She's somebody that is really, really smart. Not only is she smart, but she is also a gifted writer and a gifted educator. Think about what she does. She's teaching people how to cook quick meals. That's an educator. Some could say that I'm a teacher of Feng Shui and Chinese astrology because of the way that I present it to you. And in fact, my astrology has a very strong teacher quality. That's just something I came in being able to do. And so that's there for her. She's also somebody that is likely to be recognized and lauded for her accomplishments. She's won 3 daytime Emmys and countless other nominations. The woman is a powerhouse of success. She kind of reminds me of a modern day Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart coming in before, more like 80s, 90s, right? So this whole concept of a lifestyle, you start out as one thing, but being born in the year of a monkey really speaks of somebody that loves to have multiple things going on. They get bored easily. They want to have 15 pots going on a 4-burner stove. That's just a monkey. They love dabbling in lots of things. After all, she was quoted as saying, and I so relate to this, I'm completely unqualified for my job. For any job I've ever had. I'm completely unqualified for any job I've ever had. I am not a chef. Why I relate to that? One of the things I think that we have missed in our modern day is the ability to apprentice, not to go to school, but to apprentice with someone in order to get a skill, a trade that you can earn money with. Avoiding going to a 4-year or 6-year college program to get a degree. Because I remember when I went into college, I did 2 colleges, 3 semesters, I was done and out. And like Rachel Ray, I also am a self-made person. I've figured things out. Yes, I have had trainings. Yes, I've, been certified in many things. But I've also self-taught myself many things. And it's funny because people have asked me if I've ever been in the seminary, if I've been a minister. I've had people ask me where I got my business degree. I've been in business for myself for over 25 years. I did not go to business school. I would not have gone to business school. I've always had a desire, an interest in nutrition, but I'm not a nutritionist. I would never have gone to medical school. I just have a love for nutrition, and I've studied books and I've studied video and I've done all that. And I've published a cookbook, which you can get on Amazon, Knit Your Living. There you go. Didn't know that. Well, there you go. Just to say, we can teach ourselves different things. Anyway, so she is a dreamer, an idealist. She can be lazy, but she is also somebody that loves to be around people, loves to socialize, is a big romantic. You see her with her husband and, John Cusimano. It's like they are still so in love, renewed their vows at 10 years. And even though she's been through great tragedy, house fire, flooded apartment, all of these things, she kind of stays the course. And her chart really speaks of somebody who is destined to make money and to do well. But she has to watch herself because money comes and money goes. And we also need to watch how big we allow ourselves to get, right? And you remember that video I put out, I think it was a year ago, when Madonna was getting ready to do her world tour and she had to cancel. She nearly died from working herself to death. And one of the messages I said in that video is still so true with many of these people. This is a big life that Rachel Ray has created for herself, and she's got to be really careful that she doesn't burn out, literally. burnout as somebody that is a weak fire person. And I love the fact that her home is in Italy, surrounded by nature. Because nature, coming back to how do we bring balance into our charts. So we know that her career is doing something. Wood is sour food. It's vinegary. I always think of it like a giant salad, a lot of raw veggies, raw foods. And fire is not spicy. You would think it is, but it isn't. It's bitter. It's actually bitter. And with bitter things, we think of green tea, we think of coffee, we think of dark chocolate. There's all kinds of foods that you can look up the list of that for balancing yourself. You can also go to a Chinese doctor, traditional Chinese medicine doctor, and get yourself balanced, get a treatment where they can get a diet and supplements for you to balance your elements. Or going with an acupuncture that, and even better, is an acupuncturist that is a TCM. All right, so we're looking at all of this. Your environment is also important. What you do in your day-to-day activities. So one of the things I would suggest to her is to go out every day for a nature walk, put your face to the sun, breathe the sun into your heart, to get that nourishment of fire. So looking at her life, knowing the elements that she needs, we can say, all right, how did this woman get to be so successful? All the right elements showed up. And this year, she moved into a new luck cycle, remembering that the Bazi Chinese Astrology, according to your birthday and time, we go through these 10-year periods that bring in a new, possibly a new animal, zodiac animal is introduced, and the elements. So in 1994, this is right before her breakout career in 2001. So 1994, ages 26 to 35, she comes into, get this, a yin fire snake. Snake is yang fire. This is literally a fireball coming in. Here we go. So it's all about her. It's literally her coming into her sovereign self and playing new roles, taking it on. And as she's learning herself through the roles that she's playing, and this is really what we do in our life, she's finding her backing. She's finding the people that are going to be her collaborators, the people she's partnering with. And this is when the Food Network reached out and gave her a contract, and it all began. This time also suggested change, and it suggested that it was a change that was going to lead to success and wealth. Wow. So then she gets to the ages 36 to 45 in 2004. This is kind of like peak time, 2004 to 2014 for her. Now we're in a yang fire dragon. And this will give you a little glimpse of what her 2024 has been about, right? So this is a time that is very much about her playing the role she's playing in the public. This is her persona. And there is a lot of change. And with the changes come the tragedies, all the things that have happened to her. Some people just, for whatever reason, we have all the things that are going to happen to us. The life that we live and how we respond, how we recover. And within all of this change, there are bumps, big shifts in her career during this time. And again, backing, this idea of backing, funding, getting loans, getting contracts, things like that. So now we come to ages 46 to 55. This is the cycle that she just finished. Now it changes. So we had 20 years of extremely hot energy. That Lux cycle of the dragon, we just now realized that this year, 2024, for her has been a year of great change. So now she comes into a yin wood rabbit in 2014. And this is just, well, in a lot of ways, it could be a giant spiritual awakening. It's a huge teachable moment. It's an inspired moment. It's a great moment for her to be on platforms teaching. I mean, that is it. That's the whole 10 years. The focus is on who's backing her, how she's teaching, how she's inspiring. But also, it could have also been a big spiritual awakening for her. I don't know. But all that wood was fueling her, nourishing her. Now, 2024, she moves into a yang wood tiger. And this is the thing. The tiger and the monkey. And I've mentioned, it's been maybe a hot minute, but usually with issues of problems, we mention the cracks that show up in a chart. This is the first big one. Because all this yin wood is like a forest, and her two monkeys, and especially her month with a stem of yang metal in addition to that, all the strong wood or metal in her chart, this is conflict. This feels like there is going to be a lot of conflict that is going to affect her money, her property, and also her backing, her support. And this is the coming 10 years. It makes me think about the lawsuits she had around her dog food. Why? This is the stuff. If you're already a big, huge celebrity personality, why keep expanding? Because I can tell you a lot of the best people in life that have given us great things, they diversify and diversify, and it waters them down until you just can't hold that much, right? So of course the dog food is a mess. Of course the bigger you get, the higher you rise, the more you're going to be seen. So if you've got, and the other thing is, how do you know what's in this product? We've seen other celebrities do stuff like this. I forget, some celebrity comes, I can't think of who it was. They found out that the clothing that they were making was coming from basically slaves in China. And then it was like, oh my God, I had no idea. And then you realize these people have no idea where their product is even made, where it's coming from. It begs the question, does Kylie Jenner go to where the factory where her makeup is made and meet the workers and talk to these people and make sure that they're getting a good wage, that their work environment is healthy? Do they even care? I don't know. But she really does love all the things having to do with pets. She's done a lot of great charitable work. So I would venture to guess that she would be concerned, and maybe she would think, maybe I need to pull this product. So where she is right now is very much about the mother. It's about legal stuff, and it's about lawsuits. It's about taxes. And it is a call in these next 10 years that she had better watch herself when it comes to things that where she could lose money because of not managing things well. The tiger also speaks of a shift in role and a continuum of change. Now, here it is. A big crack, big, is this tiger coming in to all this metal. Then on top of that, 2025, the year of the yin wood snake, is going to create a full fire penalty in her chart with the snake, these monkeys, and her luck cycle of the tiger. The real risk here in 2025 for her is this, and I am going to finish this in less than 30 minutes, is she's got to watch money, she's got to watch legal stuff, and her health. She's got to watch her health. Slow it down, Rachel. Slow it down, babe. Take a needed vacation for yourself. Take a needed break. That snake is going to bring in more change. There is celebrity, there is success, there's money, there's property, moving, travel, all the things. But it's also looking at herself from it with a fresh, new perspective. Because this ever-going change is evolving her. And I think it's time for her to unveil maybe a bigger change for herself, to honor her health and to take care of herself. But she is going to really, really need to watch health and safety, her sovereignty next year for sure. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. If you have questions, comments, please keep them kind. And until next time, be well.